All right, everybody. That was the Rob Tui theme by Leroon. And of course, everybody knows what this is. It's the next song, which is Star Wars, which we are going to summarily dismiss immediately. So welcome, everybody, to episode 6. I am Rob Tui. I'm here with my co-host, Leroon. How you doing, Leroon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm hanging out, chilling with the gracious host, Rob Tui, and we're getting ready to kick off another episode of All Things Fantasy Grounds, episode 6.
That's right. And tonight's special guest on our show is the Dungeon Masters Guild. Leroon and I will be talking about the Dungeon Masters Guild. I am going to, of course, share my screen. So everything that we see on my screen, you will see at home or on YouTube or wherever it is that you're watching this. And before we get started, I would like to give the disclaimer for our show, which is that All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Cheerbits! The Howell family cheered and interrupted my thing, but I'm happy to have it. Thanks for the cheers, man. The show is meant to teach and help, but is not affiliated with Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds itself. These are just our opinions, and so we're not saying that the company approves of anything that we say here. And for that matter, neither does the DM Guild. But I'm sure we're not doing anything except informing people of what's up. So how's everybody doing tonight? All right.
All right.
All right. So we're going to get right into it. And Leroon, as I go through all this stuff, if you want to stop me or if you have questions or if you think there's people want to know stuff or that they're posting stuff in chat, then just interrupt me and we'll get to it.
All right.
So first things first, we're going to go to the site. Dungeon Masters Guild. That's what this looks like. Now, for those that don't know, I'm assuming most people do, but some might not know, the DM's Guild is just another version of Drive-Thru RPG, which is also RPG Now, but it's all basically the same back end. The DM's Guild is just a front end that is specifically for Wizards of the Coast stuff and 5th edition stuff. So if you are a producer for the DM's Guild, you're only putting 5th edition material on here. You can't do anything from any other RPG or any past editions. All you can do is 5th edition. So you go to dmsguild.com, and this is what it looks like. And you can see here the front page has many different things on it. Most popular titles. I happen to have the number 8 spot right here with the extended, the Rob Tui Everything sale. What's up? Oh, and by the way, during tonight's show, I will be giving away a copy of that worth $50, which is actually
Awesome.
worth $100 because there's $100 worth of stuff in that package, but I have it on sale for 50% off. So someone tonight watching the show will win that. We will give that away a little bit later at some random time, so you don't know when it's going to be. So the front page has all the different categories on it. Here's Adventures League stuff. They've got comic books and classic titles. Like here's a N1 Against the Cult. You can get the PDFs of all the old modules and everything. So all that stuff is on there. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my account. So you can, if you don't have an account here, you can create an account. I'll show you what that looks like. You would just type in your name and your email and establish a password. You can even log in with your Facebook account if you want to do that. But if you already have an account, you would just log in with that same information.
I love you, man.
Hey, new subscriber, Grayscan. Thanks for the sub, man. So I'm going to click Remember Me so that it doesn't log me out. And I'm going to click right on here. And it's going to log me in. And the only thing that's going to do is change the things up here at the top. And it gives me my account and my library and wish list, which I don't have anything on a wish list. And then the logout. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to talk about my account. So I'm going to go to my account, and this is going to, I'm kind of give away sort of a little bit of private information, but I'm okay with that. Doesn't matter. You'll see my balance here, which is $10,251. Hello. So I've made a few bucks on the DM's Guild. Not hard to do, and that's what we're here to teach everybody today. And for those of you that are asking yourself, well, what does this have to do with Fantasy Grounds? That question, the answer to that question is that I have 66 items on the DM's Guild, and 65 of them have to do with Fantasy Grounds. So you can make and produce materials, and 41 of those are just my works alone, and 25 of them are works with other authors that I've converted their PDFs to Fantasy Grounds. So that's a whole different class or a whole different show. There's many people that have done videos on YouTube about it, how to create modules. But if you just want to create an adventure or some kind of PDF that you think will work for anything 5e, or if you want to create a Fantasy Grounds module itself and sell it on here, I'm going to show you how you can do that. So first thing is updated products. So a lot of people that buy my stuff ask, and buy anything on the DM's Guild for that matter, always ask, well, how do I know about updates? So if you come right over here and click on update products, it's going to take you to a page which for me will be blank because I update like a fiend. I update like every time there's a notification there, I just update it right away. So my page is going to be blank. It's not going to have anything to update. It's not going to be literally blank. There we go. So nothing will populate here. Because I've updated everything. But if you go to your account page and you have any author that you've purchased an item from the DM's Guild has updated anything, it will appear here. There'll be like a little notification here that says 1 or 2 or however many are there, and then you can go download the updates. Now, I know that Drive-Thru RPG, I believe if I'm not mistaken, they send you an email every single time any of the products that you've purchased or downloaded from them gets an update. You get an email saying, hey, such and such has been updated, go get it. DM's Guild does not do that, so you have to go actively search for your updates. That's why it's important to every once in a while check here and click on update products, which I just did again. Let me stop that. And that way you can go and get all the latest stuff that you have. All products awaiting my review. We're not going to talk about that, but that's pretty self-explanatory. You click on that, and anything you've ever bought will be there, and you can review it. And if you've purchased any of my stuff, please do review it, good or bad. I would like to hear all comments. Let's see. Enter new title. Okay, so now we're going to get into it. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to enter a new title. All this stuff right here is just changing your email address and your password and all that kind of account stuff. I'm going to go down here. Here's all the orders you've ever done. You can look at all your past orders. But I'm going to come right down here and I'm going to enter a new community created title. So I'm going to pretend now that I'm going to load something up new. And I'm going to go through all this and show you how I do it. But then I'm not going to hit the final entry button because I'm actually creating something that I'm not ready to upload. But my next project, the one that I'm working on right now, is from Kwood Publishing, from Andrew Kwood, called Hirelings and Henchmen. And it's basically a couple of hundred NPCs that you can use. And he's got NPCs built that are, I'll even show it to you guys. He's got NPCs that are built that are every class and like level 1 through 5 of these, and maybe even higher than that. I haven't really scrutinized it, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So here's the PDF of it. And so I'm at this point, I'm down on page 28, so we'll remember that. But he's got Hirelings and Henchmen, which is available on PDF form on the DM's Guild already. But I'm going through and creating the Fantasy Grounds module. So as you can see when you go through here, it's just many. He's got all the classes. He's got henchmen, henchman monsters, and everything. And it's just stat blocks. It's just like stat block after stat block after stat block, and on and on and on. And it goes all the way through, and it's just like literally a couple hundred stat blocks. And then all the way down at the end, he's got a few tables. He's got a few tables down here that are characteristics, races, classes, and stuff. So if you're a DM and you need a quick personnel flush into your adventure or into a story you're creating, you can use this, and there's the OGL at the end. So I'm just showing you that to give you an idea of what it is I'm doing by putting this on the DM's Guild. So we're going to pretend that I am finished with that. I'm only about 30% through it, but as soon as I finish, I will load it. So when you come to the Dungeon Masters Guild page that you're going to start a new item with, you have two choices. It's either a DM's Guild item, which means it's anything except a Fantasy Grounds item, or it's a Fantasy Grounds item. So if it's a Fantasy Grounds item, you click that. If it's anything else, a PDF, a sound file, text files, whatever it might be, you would click DM's Guild. And the reason that they separate these two is the good news is, One Bookshelf, who runs Dungeon Masters Guild, they get their cut. But Doug and all the people at Fantasy Grounds at Smiteworks,
Cheerbits in the stream.
Cheerbits,
Thanks for the
McClancy,
cheerbits.
thank you for the cheerbits. They get a cut, as well as WotC for using their sort of format. So anything that's made for Fantasy Grounds, they do get a piece of it. I don't know what that percentage is. I think that's protected information, but it's some amount of the 50% that I don't get. Because for those of you that don't know, anything that you put on the guild, you can price any way you want, and you get half that money. So WotC and or Smiteworks gets the rest, and One Bookshelf takes their cut too. So the author gets 50%. The other 50% goes to the powers that be, and the reason that is they'll let you do that. They'll let you use their intellectual property to publish anything you want.
In the stream. Thanks
Hey,
for the
Grayskin.
cheerbits.
Whoa, Grayskin. Nice cheerbits. Thank you. Fantasy Grounds College. Thank you for the cheerbits. Bit Boss Wars tonight, baby. So, right here, the template. Now, if you've used a template before, you can
Cheerbits in the stream.
more
Thanks for the
cheerbits.
cheerbits.
Everybody's going crazy. You can use it. You can, like, here. I'll just pick one. I'll pick the Magic Shops template and apply it. Now, I don't want to really do this, but I'm just showing you an example. So here, I already had the description for the Magic Shops, and if I wanted to do that and then change it, I could. And so I'm going to go back up and clear that and wipe it out. Right. Okay, so I've chosen Fantasy Grounds. I'm going to come down here to the title, and I'm just going to call this Hirelings and Henchmen. And the authors are going to be Andrew K. Wood, or no, K. Wood Publishing. Well, I think I already have Andrew K. Wood, and yeah, I'll just do that. Andrew K. Wood and Rob Toohey. So I'll say that the authors are that, and I'll say the artists.
Cheerbits in the stream.
Hey,
Thanks for
Fantasy
the
Grounds
cheerbits.
College, cheerbits again. Let's call the artist Leroon of the famous Fantasy Grounds College. Just put his name in there. And then you would put number of pages, like I could put 10 or whatever the pages were if it's a PDF. And now in my case, since it's a Fantasy Grounds module, I'm going to leave that blank because there's no really pages. Then you would come down here and check to make the title pay what you want. And I am sharing this with you. Yeah, okay.
Cheerbits in the stream.
Cheerbits,
Thanks for the
Fantasy Ground
cheerbits.
College, cheerbits. Leroon, you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
I would assume you would have said something by now. Okay. So if you check this, that's going to make it a pay what you want title, which means people can either take it for free or they can donate any certain amount that they want. If you want to put a price on it, let's say I want to do $4.95, you put that in there. And it's always you can choose the currency. So if you happen to be in Europe or Canada or Great Britain or Japan or Australia or New Zealand, wherever you are, you can choose the currency, and it'll translate it into U.S. dollars or to whoever's looking at it. It'll give them their currency. But let's say I'm going to do $4.95 U.S. and I'll put that there. So now down here, I would just put the description of what I'm doing, blah blah blah. I would make a whole description there. And then for the cover image, I would choose a file. Now I happen to...
Cheerbits
Hey,
in the
more
stream.
cheerbits.
Thanks for the cheerbits.
The Hallow family, thanks so much. Thanks very much. I already have I've made the cover for this already. So let me go into my covers file here. And more cheerbits. Everybody's going crazy.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Let's see. Hirelings and Henchmen. So I would choose that cover and open it. And then it'll put that there so that when I publish it, it'll publish that with it. And then if it's an audio product, you check here. Then you can go down here and categorize it. So like, for example, on this particular one, it's not an adventure. It's not core rules. It is a sort of a what is this? It is supplemental rules. No, what is this? What would be good, Leroon? What is this? Oh, monsters and NPCs. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
and not a player's guide really, game master guide. So I would check those, and I would maybe then check the, the main box of these couple categories here. But there's all different types of things that you can check if you're doing new races, new classes, new background, new skills, new magic items. Excuse me, new spells, whatever it is. You can open up all these, and you definitely want to make sure that you check the proper categories for whatever it is. And the reason for that is very often the DM's Guild will put some things on sale. And like, say for example, the most recent sale I think they had before the one they have now was Adventures in Tier 1. So if you had anything checked here, Tier 1 Adventures level 1 through 4, they would put it on sale. And usually when they put stuff on sale, like a few people buy more of them, and that kind of happens. So in this case, I think just those three, monsters and NPCs and game master guides, that would be what I would have. And I would come all the way down here. English is usually checked by default, but I would check English. And then I would definitely mark virtual tabletop for this, because it's not a PDF and it's not an e-publication, but it is a virtual tabletop.
Cheerbits. Cheerbits
More
in the stream.
cheerbits,
Thanks for the
Fantasy Grounds
cheerbits.
College cheerbits. So you can do the setting. You can mark anything that's appropriate to what it is. Mine really doesn't. It's neutral because it's for every game. So it's not Tomb of Annihilation. It's not Storm King's Thunder. It's none of that stuff. Now the one thing to keep in mind, and this is the thing I have people ask me about, that it is printed somewhere. I don't think it's printed anywhere, but if you try to do it, it gives you an error message that says, hey, you can't do that. The most check marks you can have in here is 10. So if you're going down and you're checking everything and you're like, oh yeah, this applies to all that, and you got 15 check marks, it's going to bounce you out and tell you no good, because you can only do 10. So just keep that in mind. So then you're going to come down here, and mine's an electronic format. There's all different stuff. Usually you don't really mark any of this stuff, but you can add a watermark to it, and it says warning unchecked by default, which is checked. So I don't want to add a watermark.
I love you, man.
Hey, DJ Tygon, thanks for the sub, and also glad you made it. We heard that he was driving 90 miles an hour to make it to the show tonight, so glad you're there. Glad you're watching. You can make. I don't hardly ever get into any of these settings. These are more for PDF things and print, but since I'm doing a Fantasy Grounds module, none of this would really apply. A lot of you that go onto the DM's Guild, sometimes you see that there's a preview, either a full preview or a quick preview. You can check those and say, I want pages 1 through 4 to be previewed, or I want the PDF preview.
Cheerbits. Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Cheerbits. Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody. This is awesome. This is, I think, the most I've ever gotten in one show. You can make it so that you can schedule the date. Ooh, I've never even seen that calendar before. So you can schedule the date of what you want to do it. Now, here's the thing to be careful of, and I'll mention this because it happened to me. I screwed myself, and it probably cost me $1,000 or $2,000. When you enter your item into the DM's Guild, how that gets ranked on the front page is that they do dollars divided by days. So like you see here that my extended sale that was really only supposed to be for one day on Christmas, and then it was such a success, I've still left it there, and it's been there ever since. But the way these things get ranked on the DM's Guild is it's number of dollars made divided by number of days present. And what I did is I was trying to be proactive, and I was trying to be a good guy and get myself all scheduled ahead of time. And this thing right here went on sale at midnight on Christmas Day, but I entered it into the system on December 3rd. So what I didn't know is when that went on sale the first day, it went to like number 6 or number 5, and the reason is because it sold a few copies, and that amount of dollars was divided by 22 days instead of 1. So had I done that the right way, more than likely it would have been number 1, and it probably would have stayed there for a real long time. But so if you are going to get into this and you're going to do something on the DM's Guild, just remember, don't enter the product in. Like I'm showing you an example, I am definitely not going to hit the complete button today, because that will lock it in on today's date when it's not even really done yet. So just keep that in mind, everybody. Stock number and ISBN and set priority. All this stuff is kind of complicated stuff that you can use if you're running a business and you actually do have ISBNs for products. This is more for game companies that put their PDFs here and stuff. you can write a purchase note. You can put some of my products do have URLs for videos for YouTube, and you can actually put that in there and it'll show up on the page. And then down here's the community agreement at the end. You only see this once. When you come back to edit a product, you won't see this because you're basically going to check, I've read it and I agree, and then you're going to hit this button, which I'm definitely not going to do. And once you hit this button, it's going to take you to a page that tells you this has been published, but it's not active yet because you have to upload the file. So that's a quick rundown of that, and I will now take you to what that other page looks like where you update a file, because that's actually the next thing in our list is editing and updating a file. So if I go to edit a product real quick, I'll do that first. I can go to any of my products here. So let's just say the random PC generator. I'll just pick one. So it's now going to open up. It's going to show me what all the information is in there. It's going to show me the description. It's going to show me what current cover I have listed for that. And then I can go through, and here's all the stuff down here, all the stuff I've done. And I can change any of that, and then I can come right down here and hit update product, and it'll do it. So that's how you edit a product. And then how you do the files is, that was the very next thing on the list. If I can get this thing, oh, hello, let's click on it. All right, so if you go down here to update files, upload or update files, this is what I do when somebody emails me and said, hey, did you know on Bane you spelled Bane wrong or whatever, I get, sometimes there's errors and people send it to me. So I'll go here to the 200 wild magic table, just to pick one at random. And this shows you, here's the files I have in there. I have the PDF version and I have the Fantasy Grounds module here. So what I would do is if I updated both of those, I might X each of these out and get rid of them, and then go right over here and, say for example, go to Fantasy Grounds modules and, grab that module, which is down here, Rob 2E 200 Wild Magic, and I would click that, and then I would click open, and it would then load it in here, and I would click begin upload. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to want to actually go through the example, but that's just how that works. And once you do that on a new title, you'll come down here and it will say downloadable file options available for sale. It'll say no, and like if I make this private, now that's not for sale on the DMs Guild, but I'm going to click make it public, and now it is, and then you also want to definitely make sure, this is a big thing on the DMs Guild, and you'll get in a lot of trouble from the DMs Guild if you don't set this right. Because if you have it, if it's a Fantasy Grounds module and you have it set as a PDF, people are going to buy it and then they're going to get all pissed off, and then they're going to call customer service, and then customer service is going to email you and say, hey man, you have that set wrong, stop pissing people off. So I got into a couple of when I first started it in 2016, I didn't really know what was going on. So you definitely want to make sure that you have the appropriate thing set here. So normally you would have it just say PDF, which is here, PDF, or you would have it say just, where is it? Virtual Tabletop, and it's in here somewhere. Here it is, just mod, Virtual Tabletop. But in my case, in this particular example on the 200 Wild Magic tables, I have a PDF and a Fantasy Grounds mod. So I made sure to come down here and put multiple file formats. And then you set it, just make sure that's what it is. And then you can say done editing, and that's how that goes. And I realize, guys, that I'm talking fast and I'm going pretty fast. And if you've never done this before, it might be a little daunting. But don't worry about it, because that's why we do this show, and that's why we record it and upload it to YouTube. So if you have to go back through it, you can go back through and watch certain sections of it a couple times. Anything I did, Leroon, that you don't get or that I need to go back over?
That seemed pretty cut and dry. It was
All
a
right.
little quick, but I think we'll be good there.
Yeah, I'm talking fast just so we can get through it, because we're already 25 minutes in, and so we're on pace here. So if I go to, let's see, the next thing in the thing was a royalty report. So here's the exciting part. So you can come here and you can see that in my account is this much. You can draw money out at whatever pace you want. You can leave it in there. You know, keep in mind that if you make over $600 in a year, they will 1099 you, and you have to put that on your taxes and everything. So that's a whole different conversation. And I'm not a tax accountant, so I can't really speak to that. But most people that make anything from a side income would know about that. But you can go here to your royalty reports, and you can look at anything, any time period that you want. So let's go all the way back to 2016. The very first day I put anything on the DMs Guild was January 29th, 2016. And so let's just look at that one particular day. I think that's the first day I sold anything. And I believe I sold 2 copies of the one item I put up, which was it the background? I can't remember. Let's see what it is. Come on, DMs Guild. It's thinking it over. Yeah, it was the D&D 5e race ability modifiers and key class stats. I think I gave that away a couple shows ago. So I made that pay what you want. I believe I made it pay what you want the first time I did anything, until the DMs Guild contacted me after I put up about 3 or 4 things and said, "Hey, these are some pretty good things that you're putting up there. You might want to put prices on them." They were the ones that told me to do it, and I'm not so sure that wasn't self-motivated on their part, because they get half the money. So the very first day I ever did anything, I made, I think one person bought it for $1 and the other person bought it for 10 cents. And I may have even sold, if I go over here, I may have even sold more copies of it, or, people just took free copies of it. So if this number goes above 2 when it yeah, so 40 people took it for free that day. So I put something up, yeah, 40 people downloaded it for free. One guy paid $1, one guy paid 10 cents. And I say guy in the general terms, could have been females, we don't know. And then so I made half, which was 55 cents. So the very first day that I was on the DMs Guild, I made 55 cents. And then since then, I will just go ahead and let everyone in the public know. What is today? February 27th?
Yep.
So since my first day till today, this is everything I've sold. Here's everything that I've sold, all the items, each one, how many, what the price was, what my split was. You see, some of these are only, the highest is 50%, some are 25%, because that's like Killer Kobolds. That's Tony Pacheco's Killer Kobolds. I did the Fantasy Grounds module and I split it with him, so 25%. So you go all the way down here, and I've made $16,500 since the beginning. So that's it.
Not bad.
So, yeah, so that's pretty good. And then what have I made today? Let's go find out. And normally I don't have to cycle through these calendars because it just defaults when you're June.
Go back.
Yeah, I don't even know where I am. It's February. There it is. So just today only, here's what I've sold on the DMs Guild. So 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 items totaling $78. That's my cut. $78 is my portion of it. So I sold 2 everything packages, so that's good, and I sold 2 coding packages for the items, and 1 spell effects coding, and a couple other things. So you can see that this is something that you can make money at. Now, I will, not to brag or be a, tote my own horn or anything, but I don't want people to think that it's that easy, because if you go here and you click on DMs Guild, and you click on Virtual Tabletop, which is down here, you see that I freaking own this space. Like Rob Toohey, I'm the man. Like 1, 2, 3. I got the first top 3. I've got number 5. I've got number 7, 8, 9. So I own the Virtual Tabletop space on DMs Guild. I'm the guy. So I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I want to be positive, and I want to encourage people to get on DMs Guild, and not just Virtual Tabletop. You want to do PDFs, you want to do whatever you want to do, get on it. Of course, my forte is Fantasy Grounds. And so I want to encourage people that you can do this. It will take all of your time. You'll have no free time, which I don't. I do this basically 24/7, except I sleep and eat, and then I just do this. And but the other thing is, don't expect, I'm showing you my numbers. I'm showing you my private information that I've made. There are people on the Dungeon Masters Guild who have made way more than me. We're talking about like 6-figure people. So it's possible but you have to dedicate yourself. You have to spend a lot of time doing it, and it's slow going. That's why I showed you on my first day I made 50 cents, and then the best day I've ever had, which I think was Christmas Day. I actually have that figure here. Let me go and find it, because I kind of just keep track of everything. So let me go here, and I think I'm gonna go to, yeah. So best day I've ever had was 450 bucks right there. 450 was the most I've ever made in one day. That was in fact Christmas Day, and that was the first day I put up. That was the first day this was there. And I literally intended that to be a one-day sale. And I thought I'll put it up there, and because it's 50% off. I'm giving stuff away for a really good price. And I thought I'll put it up there for one day and see how I do. And then it was I think it was a combination of you and Gwydion and a couple other people who said, well, what would happen if you just left it there? And the answer to that is I made a lot more money, and I made a lot of people happy because they're buying everything I did in the year 16 and 17, all in one package, and they're getting it for half of what it would normally be. So here's everything that's in that package. Is everything from 2016 and everything from 2017 is all inside that package. The list of it's here. Tells you exactly what you're getting. And it's $100. I think it's $100.10 or $100.20. And so $49.95. It's like 50.2% off or something like that. And I'm thinking about, I haven't decided yet. I know Leroon, you and I had a conversation, but it's at number 8 now. And as soon as it drops off the top 10, I'm probably going to raise the price. So if anybody's watching now, or if you're watching this on YouTube and you're thinking about getting it, get it now, because it's going to go up, because it's at 50% off, and I don't like it. it's too good. It's too good. So so that's a royalty report. Send a complimentary copy. So sometimes you guys will see me if you hang out on my Discord, or if you hang out in Fantasy Grounds College, where I even do it more than my own Discord. And then sometimes, very rarely, on Twitter or something like that, I'll do it. I'll do a contest, and I'll give away something free. And so how I do that, and for the winner of tonight's contest, which by the way we will do now, as soon as I explain this, we will do it. I'll go right down here to send a complimentary copy, and I'll go right up here and I'll choose what I'm going to do. So I'll go down and find the Everything Rob Toohey sale extended, and it comes up there, and then I put that person's email in there and I send it to them. And so, since we're on that subject, let's give away the prize. Let's do it, everybody. If you want this prize, you can get it. So we are going to do a keyword raffle. The keyword is everything. Okay. I've started the raffle, and so in the chat, just type exclamation everything if you want to enter this, and I'll run a timer for 5 minutes, and then when that timer runs out, we will draw a winner.
All right. So I have a couple questions after the drawing.
Okay. Any questions before the drawing?
Sure. Shadzar's under the impression that that's only good for credits for the store. So the money you make is not just credits. Is that correct?
Oh, no. That money is, I was going to get to that. That's on the list. Get paid actually is next. Let's do it now. Let's go down and do it now. So, let me mark what we've done. So I'll open another, I want to leave that other page open so that I can give out the prize to the person live. Live on the stream, I'm going to give it out. Unless they don't want their email shown, then I won't do it. So I'm going to go here. This is absolutely not credits. Now you can use it as credits. You can send gift certificates, or you can buy things on the DM's Guild using this money. But you can also get paid. So my email, this information, my social security number's there, but you can only see the last 2 digits. Nobody cares about that. I don't care if people know that. So I currently have $10,000 in the account. Now the DM's Guild does hold everything you make within the last 60 days. You cannot get access to. So they're holding $6,200, which is what I've made in the last 60 days. But right now I can cash out $4,000. So If I put that $4,000 here, I put my email in. If I put my email in again, and it says over here, triple check your email, because if you cash it out to the wrong email, you're screwed. They charge you $2 for a processing fee, and then they send it to PayPal, and you get that money. This is real money to your PayPal account that you can then transfer to your checking account or whatever you want to do, and it's absolutely real money. And I'm glad Shad brought that up, because I never would have imagined somebody thought you couldn't actually be paid. So that is not just for credits. That is actual cash, real money. And when you cash it out, they charge you $2. And when you get the money in PayPal, you do not get any extra fees taken out of that. So if I cashed it out right now, this $4,033, I would get $4,031.33 to my PayPal account. And for tax purposes, I'm not going to do that right now. So, but yeah, I'm glad he brought that up, because that's absolutely real money that you can get. And I mean, people make a living off the DM's Guild. That's something that people are doing. It's, for me, it's not enough that I could, live off of it or, become rich, but it's definitely nice extra money. I mean, especially for a guy like me who's single and doesn't have a family and only can just spend money on myself. So there you go. Let's see how we're doing on the timer over here. We've got a few people interested. A few people have entered. And so we got about a little less than 2 minutes left. So if you want to win that everything package, which I'll show again right here, go ahead and type exclamation everything into the Twitch chat, and you will win a copy of this, which includes all the modules I made in 2016. Unknown Whom is in there. It's got the all the modules I made in 2017, and it has the coding package. So basically, it's everything I've ever done except anything I've done in the last 2 months. So a lot of the equipment stuff and the lost spells and the trinkets and the background stuff, all this green and yellow stuff down here, that is not included, because I did that since the beginning of the year. But everything I did from when I started through the end of last year is all included, and all the PDFs, all the mod files, all the XMLs, everything's in there. And whoever wins will get it. And if you don't win and you still want it, I suggest buying it now rather than later, because that price is going to go up, because I can't take it anymore. I can't take it, everybody. I can't take it. Giving stuff away. Let's see how we're doing. Ooh, 30 seconds left. Very good. We have 9 entries so far. So last call for anybody that wants that package. Type in exclamation everything, and you will be entered in the drawing. And then I will draw it in 20 seconds.
Awesome. It's totally worth it.
It is worth the money. I've had no one has ever complained to me. Not even one person has ever complained to me about my prices. And contrary to that, many people send me emails and PMs and tweeters and Twitches and everything, telling me how much they really appreciate that I have the code, especially the codes, because it makes everybody's life easier. Okay, we've got everybody entered. I'm going to draw a winner. Congratulations to Sergeant Catharn.
All right.
You win. So Sergeant Catharn, if you would PM me in Discord your DM's Guild email. If you don't happen to be a member of the DM's Guild, just sign up, and then whatever email you use, just PM it to me, and I'll put the Discord link in case you're not a member of my Discord. I don't know how to spell Discord. I still didn't spell it right. God damn it. There we go. So get in my Discord. Yeah, Discord even. And then PM me your email, and then I will put that, I will send it to you. And if you're okay with me displaying your email on the stream, let me know that, and I'll send it to you live. I'll go right here to this page, and I will punch it in there, and I will send it to you right now by hitting that send button. But if not, we will continue on. Oh, I wanted to show the manage royalties thing, because that's kind of cool. So a lot of people ask me about that. So we've got a big project coming up, the Monsters of the Guild, which has 46 different people involved. And I'm doing it'll be in PDF, it'll be in print on demand, and it'll also be in Fantasy Grounds. And I'm doing the Fantasy Grounds version of it, obviously. So all the things that are 50% here, these are all the things that are just mine that I don't do anything with anybody else with. But like a good example is, let's go to Book of Lost Spells. Let's do that. Book of Lost Spells. Where is it? Where is it? It's down here. What happened to it? Did I miss it? Into the Belly of the Beast. Oh man. Oh, I'll just search for it then. There it is. Okay. So Gwydion and I did the Book of Lost Spells. To be honest, he did the bulk of the work on that, if not most all of it. But he wanted to, since it's coding, since it's a coding package, and that's my thing, he wanted to team up with me on that. So I went in here and 25%. So how this works is 50% always goes to Wizards of the Coast and One Bookshelf, and then part of it to Fantasy Grounds. But that 50% is just right off the top. And then I get 50%. But I came in here and I went to split and I put Gwydion's email in there and I put 25 in here. So now Gwydion gets 25% in his account and then I get 25% in my account. So he and I each split half of half, if that makes sense. And then, some of these other ones you see 25%. Here was a weird one up here somewhere that's like 33%. It's a weird thing that happened with the French guy and whatever. But when I do the Monsters of the Guild, I'm gonna literally have to go in here, and it'll say Monsters of the Guild here. I'll have to click split, and I'll have to type in 45 emails and put like 0.5% or 0.75%. It depends on how many monsters each of the authors did. I have the breakdown, but yeah, I'll have to go through and do all that. So it's crazy. Let's see if I got a PM from the winner yet. It doesn't appear that I did. Oh, he signed on, but he hasn't PM'd me that. Oh, he put his, and I'm fine with you. Okay, so he put his email here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go right over here, and I'm going to put it in here, and send it. And then I'm going to back off the screen because the code is shown on that screen, so I don't want that to show. So I nerfed that. But I'll go right over here to my inbox, and I think in my inbox, yeah, Dungeon Masters Guild, your complimentary copy mailing, which I won't open because I think it has the code in there as well. So this just shows me that, yeah, he got his email, and then Sergeant can go to his email box right now and open it up, and he can punch it in, and then he'll be able to download it from the DMG store, and he's got it free. So there you go.
Nice.
So the last thing that I want to talk about before we get into anybody's questions is the affiliate program, which is really cool. So even if you don't have anything on the DMs Guild, you can still make money. Same way you can on Amazon, same way you can on any internet site that has affiliate programs. So there's learn more about the affiliate program, and it'll take you. It's got a bunch of facts, and here's my my code that I can use, and it tells you, how to do stuff and where you get the money to PayPal and all that. It kind of just walks you through how to do it. But more importantly, it gives you tools that you can use. So the next one is affiliate resources. And this gives you banners and stuff you can put on your website, or that you can just put in your Twitter account or on your Facebook page, or whatever you want to do. It works basically the same as Amazon affiliates, or like I said, any other internet site that has affiliates. They give you your own code number, and you can then make money. So let's go look at the affiliate sales report. So let's just look at this month from February 1st to today. Let's go look and see. So I've made $16. So it's not that much, but hey, anything is better than zero, right? Now the cool thing is you get 5% of everything that's sold from the full price. So technically, if everything that people bought, they bought through my affiliate link, I would get 55% instead of 50%. Because like right up here, you can come and see, like, here's all my stuff. The coding package items, the background equipment, the coding package, the trinkets, the complete works. Is there an everything one there? I don't know. Maybe not. But so 3 of these coding packages were sold, and I made an extra $4.50, right? So there you go. I mean, it's a pretty cool, and anybody can do this. It doesn't matter if you have materials on the DM's Guild or not. You can do this, and not only does that number apply for the DM's Guild, but it also applies for Drive-Through RPG. So anything that you sell on Drive-Through RPG or the DM's Guild or RPG Now or any of their other sister sites, anything that you point somebody to, it's just like Amazon. They give you money. They give you 5%, which is a very healthy and respectable amount. So if I go here to my account on the DM's Guild, or on the Drive-Through RPG, it's all the same stuff really. So any of these sites down here, all these sister sites, Storyteller's Vault, Wargamers Vault, Drive-Through Fiction, Drive-Through Comics, all that stuff. So here they give you banners here too. They give you all the different ones that you can use. So that's just a quick overview. And that's more me just telling people that it's available. A lot of people didn't even know that existed. So you can definitely, if you want to pimp my stuff, if you're a big fan of Rob Toohey and you want to pimp my stuff, get an affiliate code, and then when you send people to go to the DM's Guild to buy my stuff, you'll get 5%. So not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all.
Yeah, Rob, actually, you offered that to me, and I just assume you get that cut because
Yeah. So
I like the idea, but I don't really want to, take your money from you. I want you.
yeah.
To
So Leroon was kind enough. I told him about this, and I said, I know you're telling people about my stuff. I know that you pimp my crap in the Fantasy Grounds College, which I'm so appreciative of. And Leroon is basically a giant percentage of my success. There's no question about that. And I told him, you should be making money from even opening your mouth and saying the phrase Rob Toohey, go get his stuff. And he is such a good guy. He's like, I don't want to do that. I want you to get the money. So you give me your code. And he puts my code on it. So I mean, I can't sing your praises enough, Leroon, because you've done a lot for me. You've really championed my cause, and I know that Fantasy Grounds College, which is a great place to learn, and you have classes and you teach people how to build characters and you teach people how to play the game and how to DM. And most of the people that get heavy into it are very interested in at least the coding that I've done, which is a big part of my whole thing, right? Here's me I'm talking, I'm just scrolling back on the page. People are probably going nuts watching that. So I'll stop doing it. But yeah, you're a big champion of me, and I certainly appreciate that, and I would like to publicly announce that. But it was it's overwhelming to me that you would even want me to get even the affiliate percentage. But I do want people to know that, you can do that. And a lot of people don't even know that's available to them. You can sign up for the Dungeon Masters Guild and get your own affiliate code, or Drive-Through RPG as well. And you can pimp people's stuff and get paid for it. A lot of those people on the internet that are reviewers, like Merrick Blackman and some of those other guys that have, or even N-World, they put links there. They make a lot of money because they get a little teeny cut of everything that people link to from their sites. So it's a pretty good deal.
All right. So I had a few questions that all kind of centered around legality and money.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so the questions are mainly tied in. These are common questions that most people ask. First of all, when you publish to the DM's Guild, what can you or can you not do as far as content that you put up?
Okay, that's a great question, and they do have very specific answers to that. And I've become an expert on this because I've done so much, and I've tripped over the lines a couple times. I haven't ever done anything wrong, but I've learned from talking to many of the other authors what you can and can't do. So there are terms of service, and I'll even go to those right now as we're talking. You can use any so here down at the bottom of the page, you saw I clicked on the FAQ area, or the general information. There's frequently asked questions. There's how do I get started? Content guidelines. That's the one we're going to talk about. So here's what you can and can't do. You can only use logos on your cover that are either this logo or the Fantasy Grounds logo, if that's not shown here. But if you're doing a Fantasy Grounds module, but those are the only two logos you're allowed to use. I had to go through and I had to remove, my little stupid Fakakta purple logo that I have all over everything, this thing here. I had to remove all those off my stuff because you can have it on the inside of the product, but you can't have it on the cover. So as far as intellectual property, this is the really cool thing. You can use any intellectual property from Wizards of the Coast 5th edition except art. So you can use the spells, the classes, the backgrounds, the skills, the feats. You can use anything. You can make up your own stuff, but you must not use any art unless it's pre-approved. Now, that's the other thing is if you go here to, if you just look up art on here, there's many different resources that they have that are even free. See, free, that are art things that you can use. But you can't use anything that's art like out of the DMG or the Player's Handbook or anything like that at all. But anything else that's WotC 5th edition intellectual property, you can absolutely use it. Now, you can't, of course, just copy things straight. You have to have a reason for using it. And they're very specific that you can only do things from 5th edition. You can't do anything from the other editions. And you want to stick to Faerun. You want to stick to Forgotten Realms, Faerun, or Ravenloft. You can't do Eberron, you can't do Greyhawk, you can't do Dark Sun, you can't do Dragonlance, you can't do Zendikar. You can only do Forgotten Realms, Faerun, and Ravenloft. And even if it's your own made-up thing, you have to kind of be careful about that. Because they do allow you to do your own, like, made-up world. But really what they want, and what DM's Guild is designed for, is they're looking for people who they might want to bring in as writers. So, if you do Forgotten Realms or Ravenloft material from 5th edition and you sell a lot or you become a popular name or whatever, they will be looking at you to possibly become part of the Guild Adepts program or, even a writer for the Adventurers League or whatever. So it depends on what path you want to take or whatever. But as far as what you can and can't do, if you ever have questions, you can come to this page, which is the content guidelines, and read through this. But that's the big thing is you can use anything you want except art, and you also must confine yourself. If you're doing story, see, most of my stuff is tools, right? Tools for Fantasy Ground, so I don't really have to worry about it. But if you're doing story or adventures or new classes or feats or new spells or whatever you're doing, you have to try to confine yourself to watching out for your artwork and also making sure that it's 5th edition. You can't go back and do old D&D or 2nd edition or 3.5. You definitely can't do anything that's not D&D. You can't do Pathfinder or Starfinder or Savage Worlds or anything else. That's drive-through RPG. That's over here. That's what this site's for. You can do anything here. Anything that falls under the OGL license, the Open Gaming license, doesn't matter what system it is, you can do it over here. You see over here that the rule systems, they have everything. They have D&D, they have Savage Worlds, they have Pathfinder, they have Shadowrun, they have anything over here. But on the Dungeon Masters Guild, it's only D&D, only 5th edition, no art from 5th edition, and you got to confine yourself to, Faerun and Ravenloft. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, I think you did. Shadzar was asking if Wizards of the Coast can just take your stuff, even though it's yours from the DM's Guild. So if you produce something and they like it, can they just take it basically, or not say anything?
No. They say they cover that. They say you own all the rights, and they're pretty good about. People have asked that like on podcasts and stuff, and it you own it. They will not steal it from you, but they may offer to buy it from you. They may come to you and say, "Hey, we want this." So if you get lucky that way, but yeah, you can't do racist, homophobic, discriminatory, or otherwise repugnant views. You can't. That's an obvious thing. Nobody would do that. But yeah, they do not own it. So that is I don't know where that's written, but I did read that. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Their idea is not to steal things from you. Their idea is to publish it, market it for you, and give you half the money. And so
cool.
that's the trade is they're allowing you to use their intellectual property, but they're taking half your money. So
And they do pick you up, right?
that $16,000 I made, they also made $16,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they like you enough, they may even pick you up for that DM's Guild Adept, or at least offer it to
Yeah,
you.
the Guild Adept program currently has 10 people in it. People like James Intercosto and Satine Phoenix and Rudy Rutenberg and a few other guys. And so yeah, they Chris Lindsay, who's the architect of the DMs Guild, he basically handpicked those people, and he he looks, you know, he knows my name, he knows what my name is, but I'm a Fantasy Grounds guy. You know, out of all the 66 things I have on the DMs Guild, 41 of them are my own personal ones, and one of those is an adventure, right? So I only have, you know, I only have
Cheerbits in the
Unknown
stream.
Whom.
Thanks for the cheerbits.
Thanks for the cheerbits, McClancy. So Unknown Whom is the only adventure out of all 66 things I have on the DMs Guild. Only one of them is an adventure, and I mean it's cool, it's fun. I like it. Many people have given me good comments. It's got a good rating. But it, you know, I'm not breaking any, you know, I'm not breaking any new ground with my adventure. It's just a level 0 to 3 adventure that you can um, start without having a character. You actually build your character as part of the adventure. Spoiler alert. But and that's also part of a package that I have too. But anyway, my point is that my thing is definitely Fantasy Grounds, and my thing is definitely like the coding and the tools to help people rather than creating story. I'm not really a lore or story guy. I keep telling people that. I get a lot of emails from people that are saying, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, first thing is I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm not a story guy. I'm not a lore guy. I'm not a role playing guy. I'm a mechanics guy. So
Right.
I've done very well with that. I mean, obviously, I've given away how much money I've made, but that's my thing. That's what my passion is. I love digging into what happens with the dice. What do the numbers mean? What does this code do? What happens if I do that? Can I automate stuff? Can I make it better? Can I make it faster? That's my thing.
Are you a
So
fighter, not a lover?
I'm a lover and a fighter, baby. But yeah. So my point is, you probably won't see my name appear in the Guild Adept program anytime soon. But for those of you that are writers and story creators and uh, you know, story crafters and lore people, and especially if you're coming up with new and interesting things, and from what I know, it's not just new stuff. It's if you can make stuff that goes with Storm King's Thunder, or if you can make stuff that goes with Ravenloft or with Tomb of Annihilation. If you can make supplements to what they're already doing, that's what WotC loves. They love that.
Right. So a lot of people still believe that we're still commenting on the IP thing. So they're saying that the intellectual property of Wizards of the Coast perchance may be able to be snatched up. But I don't think that's true.
No, not true.
Okay.
They if they want something that you created on the DMs Guild, and for whatever reason because why would they want that? Why would they take it? You know, why would they take it off the DMs Guild when it's already selling? Why would they take it? They just wouldn't do that. But if they did do it, if they came to you and said, "Hey, we want to purchase this from you," then that would be a whole discussion. But they absolutely do not have the right to just take it from you. They can't steal it. It's in their terms of service. Yeah. So anybody that thinks that, they're just wrong.
Okay, I had a couple other questions that are kind of related.
Sure.
This came from the chat and also from myself. So Kickstarter, Patreon, or personal website, can you sell this stuff there also?
That is a great question, and the answer to that is absolutely 100% fuck no.
Okay.
If you have something on the DMs Guild, that is the one and only place you're allowed to have it. If they catch you selling it somewhere else, you're gone. They'll take all that shit down immediately. You are allowed to sell it on the DMs Guild and nowhere else. You cannot kickstart it. You cannot do anything else. Now, if you want to put it on Drive-Thru RPG, that is not exclusive. The problem is, as I have had my experience in the last 2 years, if you put something on the DMs Guild, you are throwing a pebble into the pond. If you put something on Drive-Thru RPG, you're throwing a pebble into the ocean.
Okay.
Because here, let me go to my bookmarks. I have 8 items on the DMs Guild. Let's see. So, DMs Guild, I have all that and all this. And on Drive-Thru RPG, I have just these. So now, I've made $16,000 on DMG. If on Drive-Thru RPG, I've made, I don't know, $100. So
it's quite a difference.
There are some products that are similar, like the random monster tables are similar. Like that's the random monster tables I have on DMG includes everything. The random monster tables over here include only the OGL. So rather than the monster manual, I have just the SRD, right? It's a different version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But in Drive-Thru RPG, there's just so many. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of items there. And on the Dungeon Masters Guild, there's only like 6,000 or 7,000 items. But over here, there's literally just like a million items.
You're looking for the bigger cut, but you're not going to get as many looks.
Right. So Drive-Thru RPG actually gives you 70% rather than 50%. But would you rather have 50% of $1 million or 70% of $10,000? Right. It's the same kind of a margin, right? So and I clearly, like, people get mad. This is a VTT only. Like, don't buy this thinking it's a PDF. Everybody calm down, And then here's the video that's attached to it, which is the YouTube video. Hey guys, Rob Toohey. Yeah, okay, fine, enough of listening to me. But yeah, so
can you show the fans how to navigate through the DMs Guild? Like, how do you filter out? How do we find Rob Toohey?
Oh, okay.
So we wanted to look for you.
Right. So I'm going to come over here to the DMG. There's two ways to do it. If you just put in Rob Toohey like this and the search, it's going to show you the 41 items that are just me. So, because somewhere on there, Rob Toohey is listed. So that's how you can find just me, is using the same thing you use to find me anywhere on Twitch or on Twitter or anywhere. Now, if you actually type my full name, which if you don't remember how to spell it, oops, I did it. You can go to any one of my products and just click on Rob Toohey. Click on my author name, which is TWOHY, is how you spell my real last name. If you click on that, it will then show you all 66 items that I've done, and including all the ones I've done with other authors. So here's Death Knight Squire. Here's all the mini dungeons. What else have I done? Here's the Haunt. Here's Encounters at Savage Cities. So you can find all those, and I think there's 66. Let me go down and see. Yeah, 66.
What if I didn't want PDFs? I just
wanted. So you want to go. You don't want PDFs. You want only Fantasy Ground stuff. So I'm going to leave my name there, and I'm going to come down here to Format, and I'm going to choose Virtual Tabletop. Okay. So now it's going to show me a search that has Virtual Tabletop with just Rob Toohey, and so. Yeah, you can't really pay attention. I think it's going to show you anything Virtual Tabletop and Rob Toohey, not.
Okay.
Not and, but I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's Virtual Tabletop or Rob Toohey is what it's going to show you. But then you can come down here and see. These are all the things. Now the number should be 65. Let me look. Oh, it's 64. Close. So that means I have 2 items that are not fantasy, or that are not Virtual Tabletops. So I wonder what those are. I know one of them is the spell list, and I can't remember what the other one is now. Ooh, that might be interesting to try to figure it out. Oh, I know what it is. It's the pre-gens.
Oh, okay.
Because the pre-gens are XML files, right? They're not mod files.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, if you're looking, you can open up all these different menus, and you can say I only want to find things from Tomb of Annihilation. I only want to find things from the Underdark, and you can really narrow down stuff. Like what I did was, if you clear all these out, let's wipe all these out, and let's go down and choose Spanish language. So if you go down to languages, and you choose Espanol, then it'll take you over here, and you'll see that these are the things, and there's not really that much. There's only, I think, total on the guild, there's only 31 items in the Spanish language. That's it. And one of them,
incredible.
Yeah, one of them is the second one down is me. That's
Wow.
my old my critical hit and fumble table is the most popular thing I sell on the DM's Guild. It now has 200 entries, but the old one before I doubled the size of it was I turned it into a Spanish language one. So a guy at srdsite.org did that for me, and it's all in Spanish. And then here's a link from here's the English version of it. It's got an Electrum metal because it's sold like I think I'm up to 400 copies of it I've sold. And so, but yeah, so I mean, you can just search forever and really narrow down your searches to different languages, different formats. Um, there's all the editions of Dungeons and Dragons now. Of course, anything that's 4th edition or behind would only be official WotC stuff that they made, because of course DM's Guild doesn't allow you to make anything new unless it's 5th edition. You can do it from settings, Ravenloft, Dark Sun, Dragonlance, whatever it is. You can do it by location and of course by product type and also storyline. So you can really narrow your search on the DM's Guild by doing that.
So does any way that this website gives you logistics on, let's just say this thing you sold here that's in Spanish, will it tell you that 30% of those were sold in Mexico and the others were sold domestically, or?
No, it doesn't give you any breakdowns like that. I'm sure that One Bookshelf probably has those numbers, but they only tell you what you sold on, and that's it. They don't really break it down.
Okay.
Any other
Question.
questions?
Yep. So someone asked earlier, could you do a 5 edition conversion of, say, like the Ruins of Undermountain? Would that be allowed? So it's a 5e conversion of an older play set, but it takes place in Forgotten Realms and it's going to be 5th edition.
Yeah, you can do it.
Awesome.
So somebody is doing that. I know a guy's doing
Nice.
that.
Nice.
So you
Let's see.
you can do that. You could also take like say you got a bug up your ass and you wanted to take Tomb of Annihilation and go in Tomb of Annihilation. I think goes from level 1 to 11 maybe, or even 15. I can't remember what it. And you wanted to take that story out and take it to level 20. You can do that. You can just do whatever you want.
But still must be Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, they don't want you to publish anything that isn't Forgotten Realms. And again, you can kind of get away with that by saying it's your own setting. So if you said it was in some magical place that isn't Forgotten Realms, that's okay, as long as it's not Dragonlance, Dark Sun, any of those ones on the list. You can't do those. Those are protected.
Right.
They basically don't want you fucking around with their other Greyhawk and any of their other previous settings.
Right. Do you think that it would be easy to get away with or attempt to reskin everything?
Well,
So I'm not
what do you mean?
talking plagiarism. Well, I'm not talking plagiarism, but let's just say you wrote a dragon. I know you're not going to know the full answer, but I respect your professional opinion in this. So let's just say if you wanted to create a Dragonlance module, but you didn't call it that, you just reskinned it basically.
Well, they do say create, don't copy.
Okay. There you go.
But like here's an example of they have what's called classic modules of today. So all the old 1st edition, remember how they were I6, X2, B2 like that? Keep on the Borderlands, B2 very popular, right? But what these are not recreations. It's just somebody went through and did all the conversions. So I even have this one. But basically it's not the module, it's just how to convert everything. So let me see if this sample shows up.
You still have to own the original.
Yeah, you have to own the original, which you can buy here. You can buy anything. Basically, you can buy any PDF of any WotC thing before 5th edition. So like if I want to go like Player's Handbook. So here's Player's Handbook Revive 2nd edition. So you can buy the PDF for that. Costs
Wow.
$10, right? So any of those old, let's see if B2 is there. Yeah, so keep on the Borderlands basic. It's $5. It's the actual module, and then you could get this classic modules of today for $2 and convert it to 5th edition. It tells you how to do it. So yeah, so those are there. But as far as anybody wanting to make something, as long as it's not already there, you know, you'd want to check the DM's Guild first to make sure whatever you're trying to make isn't there already. But the chances are that are very slim, because what two people are going to come up with exactly the same idea? It's probably not going to happen, right?
Right.
So
Shadzar, question about HTML as a file format. So does that mean you could sell a character sheet generator in HTML with JavaScript for people to buy and download on the DM's Guild, or are any sort of character generators still forbidden?
no, I think there's a guy that already has something like that. I don't know if it's HTML, but there's a guy. He does very well. Oh, actually, let me just go to the front page. I think his thing's higher than mine. It's this guy. He's number 4 right now. He's got class character sheets, and they're not HTML. They're maybe
Excel.
Excel, right? This is the package though. Let me go to his. Well, does he have the preview here? What does he have? Yeah, so they're character sheets, but they're in Excel. But Shad's talking about HTML stuff, so I don't know if there's anything specifically HTML. Let's see. DM Guild's adventure template. Oh, they just have the template for you. If you want to create stuff that looks like it's from the Adventures League, you can get their template. Lineage generator. Descent to Ascension. PvP Combat Simulator Beta. I mean, there's a million things on here. Yeah, like why did that show up under HTML? I don't know. But Shore of Dreams. Yeah, I'm talking to that guy. So, yeah, what was Shad's exact question?
I think you answered it. He's
okay,
just saying
listed HTML as a file format. Oh, it was listed as a format. Yeah, so what he's talking about is when I went through the file formats in the edit a title. Wow, an hour and 10 minutes already? Jesus. So yeah, I think I'll scroll down, and he's talking about. Oh no, it's in the file formats. Okay, account, update a file, any file, just pick one. So he's talking about this right here. HTML, he must have saw that in here. Yeah, so Adobe Digital Edition, is it an exe file? Is it a gift certificate? There's all kinds of crap in here. Image, HTML must have been one of these. I didn't. He must have saw it.
Java too.
Text or HTML file. Yeah. So it can be any. It can be a PowerPoint presentation. It can be any of this stuff. So whatever you're making, as long as it's something that somebody would buy that has anything to do with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, you can sell it here. So there's all kinds of opportunities. I mean, there's all kinds of ideas. People haven't even thought of shit you can do. Yeah.
Huh. All right. So Tygon was asking if you knew, or if the community knows, of anywhere where you can buy some of those older maps in like a poster format. You remember the ones you used to get with the old box sets? I don't think I've ever seen anything, but.
So didn't the second edition of Undermountain have a giant poster map in it?
Yes.
Yeah. Full color maps of the vast dungeons and dragons. TSR to present Greenwood's Mega Dungeon maps to complete top 3 levels. This map doesn't represent the original Undermountain.
Okay.
So you have to be careful. I would say if you're looking for that in specific, you probably want to go to eBay or something. But
yeah.
Like, I think if you buy this PDF, all you get is the PDF. They kind of, I was reading, like, look how much information they give you on this. About the product historian. No, but there's somewhere in here that says, be careful because you're not getting the poster map or something like that. I thought it said, But a lot of these older ones that they give you, I'll show you a preview of what it looks like. It's just basically a snapshot of the PDF. So if it ever comes up here, what's going on? Why isn't it working? Waiting for watermark. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, it's just this.
So it's a high quality scan, basically.
It's a high quality scan. And so it's still good. It's still the information, but you're not going to get, you're not getting the cover with the map. You're not getting that cardboard stock thing. And this particular product, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, actually came in a box. So you're not getting that. All you're getting is the PDF. So, but if you go to, eBay or something, you can probably find, like, oh, let's just do it because it's fun. Let's go to eBay and search for Undermountain.
Yeah.
And see if anybody has that for sale. Oh. Does it include the poster? Yes, it does. $5 Canadian. Let's bid. I want it. I got a problem.
Nice.
I got to get off this site. AD&D Second Edition forgot. Yeah, so now we're doing a show about Fantasy Grounds around freaking eBay. But yeah, so there you go. You can get it. Look at that. I used to.
There it is.
There it is, right there. Holy shit. $5. $5 C. What is that? Canadian? What is that?
$4.33.
$4.33 US. Get on there, bid. There you go. Do it. But yeah, you can always find what you're looking for. Somebody has it. That's the great thing about the internet. Somebody on planet Earth has what you're looking for. And if you want to buy a Clavinova piano, I got it right here. It's on eBay now. I'm selling it. It was my mom's. She's dead. Let's just bring the show down by talking about my dead mother at the end of it. Any other questions on the chat?
Nope.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it up. We did it. That was a good one. It's an hour and 15-minute show. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All things Fantasy Grounds with Rob Toohey and Fantasy Grounds College. Labor room right there.
So I hope that you guys learned something about the DMs Guild, how it works, how it doesn't work. It's a little bit about copyright and, what to stay out of and what to stay away from and things like that. Because it would be really sad if you made a really good product and had it pulled because of the laws and things.
Yeah, so if you are a person who is thinking about creating for the Dungeon Masters Guild, I highly encourage it. And I'll just go back to what I said in the beginning about it. It'll take all your time. You'll become obsessed. And you'll be constantly answering emails from people saying, hey, you spelled this word wrong. And then you have to go and update it and change it. But, you want to put out a good product for people that make it fun for everybody and maybe make a little coin on the side. And as long as you stay within the boundaries, you can have stuff on the DMs Guild and also drive through RPG for that matter, depending on what it is you want to do. If you do want to do a Kickstarter, Kickstarters to me, I'm so daunted by that because they're all really professional videos and it just looks like a lot of work goes into each one of those. And if you did a Kickstarter, you wouldn't be able to put it on DMs Guild, but you could certainly put it on Drive Through RPG. And if you are a very, very, very professional creator, you may eventually even be able to. I haven't done this personally, but you may even be able to move from the DMs Guild to the Smiteworks store, and if you're doing Fantasy Grounds things. But that, of course, would be you'd have to make the reason Fantasy Grounds items appear on the DMs Guild is that's why that was created, for people who otherwise wouldn't contact Smiteworks and try to do a professional contract with them. You can upload it to the DMs Guild and you don't really have to talk to anybody. You can just do it. And then you see what I've done. So, they get their percentage anyway out of the final price that people pay. And so it's all good. That's what it's there for.
So tell them about your ethics when it comes to customer service. So like the complaint about the spelling and stuff like that.
Well, I like that. I mean, if I've made an error or a mistake, I want to know about it and I want to go fix it. And I'll stop whatever it is I'm doing and go fix that and re-upload it to the DMs Guild like within 5 minutes.
Yep.
Because if it were me, I'd want it fixed. And so, especially if somebody's paid me money and there's an error, you can be damn sure I'm going to fix that. The only way that'll never be true is if I'm dead.
Right. Another thing that I noticed is occasionally I will go by myself, my own doing, and re-download some of the things that I purchased over the months because I have no idea if they've been updated, and I don't pay attention to that section usually. So I go if I know a new book's come out or a new revision, I'll go there like maybe a week after that and re-download all the stuff that I purchased.
Yeah, so actually you don't have to do that. What you can do is you can go to your DM's Guild account and click on your account.
Right.
And when you click on it, if it says updated products and there's no number here, then you don't need to download anything.
Okay.
But I'm glad you brought this up because there's one more thing I want to show everybody. Let me see if I can find it. Drive through RPG. What is it? Let me find out what it's called.
Celestian had a question.
Go ahead while I search for this. Yeah, what's the question?
He was under the impression that you had to get permission from Smiteworks to write modules for Fantasy Grounds.
No.
Not through the DM's Guild?
Nope.
But through the store you do, right?
Well, through the store you have to get permission because Doug is going to be the one that signs a contract with you and lets you put stuff in the Smiteworks store. So yeah, you have to be one of their approved. But there's no way, DM's Guild, I can just go upload stuff myself. I can't upload anything to the Smiteworks store. That's all done internally, right? And it goes to Steam as well. So to do it directly in the Smiteworks store, like if you're talking about Fantasy Grounds, if you're talking about the Fantasy Grounds store where you want to publish things with them directly and get it listed here, then yeah, you have to do that through Smiteworks directly. So each one of these vendors, if you go here in the search box and go to filter by publisher, all these publishers right here all have contracts with Smiteworks, and the however many I've done. Let's real quick go to my Let's go to my sheet, Rob Tui. Everybody's in all my private information. I don't give a crap. It's not a secret. Rob Tui projects. So I've done 66 things on the DM's Guild. I've done 26 things in the Smiteworks store, 8 on Drive Through RPG, and then my comedy book on total lamps from sale 35. That's not right. F4 through F10. That is certainly not right. Why doesn't that math work?
All right.
Anyway, I have to figure that out. Should be 101. But the question I was answering was regarding selling through the Smiteworks store. So if I go here to, I'm just going to show real quick the publishers of the things I've done. So if I go to Smiteworks projects, this is all the stuff I've done that's in the Smiteworks store. If you go look up any of this stuff in the Smiteworks store, it's there right now, and I did it. So I thought I could have swore I had the publishers in here, but I guess I don't. So that would have been on the other list. But the Valkyrie hybrid class, I just completed that. I turned it in on the 24th, and it's not in the store yet. So when it is, it'll populate there. But yeah. So, but I definitely want to show everybody this thing I was talking about, which is the download drive-through RPG items. There's a thing you can get that you can get an app for your computer. God damn it! I wish I could remember. Here it is, Drive-Through RPG Desktop Client. So you can go to this website, drivethrough.rpg.com/desktop_app. I'm sure if you search for it on Google like I did, you'll find it. But it's the Drive-Through RPG Desktop Client, and you can download this. And I've already done that, so you can then keep up to date. And this might be exactly what you're. Oh god damn it, you guys! I just don't know how to use a computer. That's the problem. Desktop app, there it is. You can then go and open this up, and here it is. And then you can go up here and just click refresh library, and it'll just download everything that you need that you don't have and make the new copy of it and everything. It'll just keep it all right here. So it's super awesome. So here's all the stuff. Here's all my own stuff and everything else. Look at this right over here. How much stuff I have if I just go all down through this. And so the only thing you can't do if you open any of these, so like let's go to Tomb of Tybrush here, and I can open it, and it'll open the PDF for me, right? So that's really cool. Now, if you try to open a Fantasy Grounds module, it will obviously not do that.
We're
But
losing you.
oh, we're losing me.
Ooh.
All right, well let me close shit. Let me close stuff. Okay, how about now? Is everything okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, because maybe it was sucking up my memory. I don't know. I clicked on download. That's what was happening. All of a sudden, my bandwidth went to 0 because I was downloading stuff. Anyway, so that's there for people if they want to. Oh, here's the contest. What's up? Did anybody enter yet? Oh my God, I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah. If you guys don't know this, Rob's actually going to give away a free copy of the book for Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, and that'll be the hardback book.
That's the hardback book, and if you go to that link I just posted in the chat, you can sign up for the contest by subscribing to my YouTube. If you're already a subscriber of my YouTube, you can still enter the contest. So do it.
Awesome.
Did I answer everybody's questions?
Pretty much. You getting a comment about your formula that was jacked up. They said you're missing F2 or F3 or something like that in your spreadsheet.
In my spreadsheet?
The one that you were asking, why isn't it working right? It only has 35 items.
Oh, good. Oh yeah, you're right. It was F4 and it should have been F2. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna go fix that right now. Thank you very much, Rob 2 Week Projects. By the way, this is a spreadsheet that everyone has access to. I'll post the link in the chat. I don't think you need to edit thing, but this is a public thing that people can go to. So I'll post it in the chat. Anyone's allowed to come in here and look at this. And this is every project I've ever done, and you can click on the link and go to that project. But yeah, this should be F2. I think I screwed around with the order, and yeah, so 101 items for sale that I have, and they're all here. And then if anybody ever wants to come in here and look what's coming in the future, down at the bottom is all the stuff I haven't done yet, or all the stuff that's coming soon. So here's Monsters of the Guild, which will be out March 28th, I think. Kobold Press, Tome of Beast 2, that'll be out for Fantasy Grounds, I think in July, or I can't remember when. And then I'm working on some other stuff here. But yeah, all my other projects I've ever did, and here's the first one, January 29th, 2016, Raceability Modifiers. Click on it, it goes right to it. Boom, there it is. So Kyle Feldman, thanks for subscribing to my YouTube. Excellent. So I mean, I could go on. I could continue the show forever, but we've already done an hour and a half. So I think if nobody has any questions, we should probably shut it down and let people get back to their lives.
Yep. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us, and this is Leroon, and with Rob, and this is episode 5. So what are we doing next week?
It's episode 6.
6. Excuse me.
Yeah.
What's next week?
So next week, Sunday's show is going to be, what is it? All Things Fantasy Grounds. Here's the show. It's going to be folder navigation and database corruption recovery.
All right.
So that'll be good. So that's for like if Fantasy Grounds shuts down in the middle of your game and you get that notification that you need to reload your old campaign or whatever, we're going to go through all that. And special guest for that will be Ensky will be back with us again, and Leroon will be here, and that is on March 4th, which is this coming Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right.
Very good. So, Leroon, if you want to hang with me, I'll do the end of stream announcements, and we'll shut her down.
Okay.
So thanks everybody for watching today. I am going to give an end of stream reward. We do that for games mostly, but even if it's not a game, I'm still going to do it. Whoops. So let's do end of stream. Whoops, hello. Some of these can only be done if they're administrators, so don't think you're going to look at my screen and be able to do these. No, you can't do it. So there's 100 gold pieces for everybody, and also the links. And guys, I really appreciate, right at the front of the show, we had all kinds of cheer bits. I really appreciate that. We had a subscriber, and we always appreciate any support you can give to the channel, not only by going to the DMs Guild and purchasing things, but by donating to the channel or doing cheer bits or subscribing or coming to our Discord or going to our Patreon. We have Patreon levels as low as $1. And following us on Twitter and subscribing on YouTube. And also, don't forget, Leroon is the founder of Fantasy Grounds College, so there's the link. And for those of you watching that don't know, or if you're on YouTube watching this later, go to fantasygroundscollege.net. That is the website that will take you to their Discord. And they've got almost 1,600 members now. And it's all people that Leroon has started a place for people to gather. There's teachers, there's aides, there's professors, there's helpers, there's streamers. There's all kinds of people there. And they actually have classes, and it's all free. So you can learn how to build a character in Fantasy Grounds. You can learn how to do combat, learn how to GM, and not just for 5th edition, but for all the rule sets. So Savage World, Starfinder, Pathfinder, whatever you want. So get over there, guys, and I really appreciate everyone watching tonight. We will see you back here. Oh, I know what I should do. I should put the slides. That's what I forgot to do. We'll see you back here tomorrow night for the Wednesday night game, and that game is going to be what is the Wednesday night game? It's Tales from the Yawning Portal. CJ will be continuing to DM Dead and Thay, which is the super dungeon. And then Thursday we have off. Friday we're going to be back here for Tomb of Annihilation. And then Saturday we still haven't filled yet. And then Sunday's the show. And then back through the week we go. So here's the slides of all that. And after the stream ends, guys, I will start the rerun. The reruns will have the first 5 episodes of All Things Fantasy Grounds right in a row. So right when I start that in a few minutes. If you missed those, you can watch those. And of course, they're already on YouTube, and I'll upload this episode 6 by tomorrow as well. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks to you, Leroon, and until next time, good gaming, everyone.
Bye.